Nintendo games. They're fun. 4. Frightening. Unexpected. Lore. Yeah, that works. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Nintendo games do be having some weird in-universe lore sometimes. Fluffy, lovable creature game? Wrong. In this universe, there is a god. Kirby, the very sweetest bean of them all. Does this look sweet to you at all? Get your flipping head in the game, man. Oh, what, you want to play Earthbound and have a quirky magical adventure with your pals? Fellas, I don't think Blue Power Raid's gonna fix this one. Anywho, I wanted to highlight today a number of times Nintendo's writing staff are either just really feeling themselves or maybe succumbing to a crippling nitrous addiction. I don't know. And the background lore in these games ends up a little, subversive, let's say. The world of Pokemon. What, you thought I was gonna talk about, friendship or Pokemon going to the polls?
Fuck you.
We've got God to talk about.
I mean, he's a Pokemon. Duh. But canonically here, when the universe was nothing, God proceeded to randomly get birthed from the ether and create everything. Just cause. Bizarrely, however, that everything not only includes time, space, and
Hokey Satan.
but also a common biological ancestor that apparently all Pokemon evolved from. How does creationism and Darwinian evolution work together in the same Pokemon universe?
Well, shit, we don't actually know, and Game Freak refuses to bring it up. And perhaps this is actually conscious subtext about the coexistence of real-life ideas, but more likely what it is just Game Freak said,
Fuck it.
put them both in the game, and the first asshole that asks me any questions about this gets their nitrous privileges revoked.
Which then gets double confusing when you include the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl Canalave library texts, which state that there was once a time in which there existed no differences between humans and Pokemon.
Like,
Straight up.
humans and Pokemon used to be the same biological entity, which, honestly, is only slightly less existentially horrifying than the text that states that humans and Pokemon used to marry each other. Psst, by the way, this line only exists in the Japanese version of the game. This line was censored for Western audiences because apparently the US didn't like the idea of plugging a sentient rock on the weekend. Fucking cowards.
So as to get my biblically confusing ducks in order, allow me to summarize this real quick. In Pokemon, God exists. He created time, the universe, and everything. Banished Satan to hell, humans and Pokemon split from the same biological ancestor and became two separate things. And since God created all of this and allowed it to happen, it is canonically
Divine will.
for humans to capture Pokemon and force them to fucking ditch mud at each other for sport.
God, I love this series. Jesus. Yo, what's up? I'm transitioning segments right now, and this is a new house. I just moved, so if this video ends up jank, yeah. Anyway, let's talk about Kirby.
Kirby games.
Yeah, those charming little platformers where you meet cute and wonderful little critters and then you vore an entire car. Fuck. Legitimately hilarious. Why? Well, because tonally, these games are fucking bonkers. Because seriously, if you know anything about anything, these games start innocent, like an episode of the Teletubbies, and then they end with a scenario in which Tinky Winky gets brutally assassinated, and the other 3 members have to fight the fucking sun. So let me just rattle off some examples real quick, because these games start small and end weird.
Kirby 64. Kirby begins the game admiring a beautiful meteor shower, when suddenly, oh my gosh, he meets a magical fairy. How dainty is this man? Kirby must defeat a physical amalgamation of pure sorrow and negative energy that has possessed the corpse of the final boss of Kirby's Dream Land 3. Previous installment in the series.
Also, yeah, he just straight up bleeds out of his eye. I don't like that. Bloody council should do something about that.
Kirby Star Allies.
Aww, look at this little dude nap, how cute! Kirby must battle a fucking Chaos cult.
Kirby Triple Deluxe.
Oh my golly goodness, Kirby's house is now on top of a beanstalk. What happened here?
This character has been led to madness after acquiring a magical ancient artifact and has become so obsessed with her beauty and vanity that she morphs into a horrific wasp motherfucker. It is deemed necessary that Kirby kill this character.
Oh yeah, and this dude straight up, like, gets fucking eaten alive by a machine. So, in my paranoid delirium in which I've elected to call the last 3 weeks of my life, I started writing a segment about Earthbound lore because I thought it was pretty wacky. But then I started doing some more research into it and then I thought... And then I kept going into it and then I thought... And then I sort of thought to myself, yeah, this deserves more than, I don't know, a minute and a half of solid editing. So I just decided to make a full video about it. That'll be out later. As for ending this video with more than 2 segments... Alright, subscribe. Fucking I guess. Jesus. Not that you have to.